Hello friends, how's it going? I'm Alexarcs and today I'm going to be talking you through the exotic weapon in Destiny that is DREG'S Promise. Now this is an exotic sidearm that you can get from the Elder Cipher, which is part of the House of Wolves DLC. Now you can see it on screen now. DREG'S Promise sidearm, it has got arc damage. It looks fairly interesting actually as a weapon. You can see there, very high rate of fire, actually maxed out. Impact stat is very low, but this is typical of sidearms. You can see Vestian Dynasty there is pretty much the same on stats. Back across though, DREG'S Promise range, semi-okay, but a really high stability and reload stat. And you can see that I have a magazine size of 21 bullets. Now, that's not standard. I have put an upgrade on that, so I'll show you that in a second. But you can see there, the two main stats or abilities that make this special is the high ricochet shock rounds with enhanced target acquisition, and this weapon always has ammo on respawn. So, looking in at the actual stats, you can see that this weapon always has ammo on respawn is actually an unlock from the start, and actually we have a secondary or a third ability even, Grave Robber, where melee kills while this weapon is equipped have a chance to refill the magazine. Not one that I've ever really used or noticed or found very helpful, but hey ho, it is there. You can see here we have a choice of ballistics. I have gone for the CQB ballistics purely because it just ups that stability stat the most. So you can see if I was to change off, I think we get a little bit more range but a little bit less stability. So I just thought maybe the stability is key. I know with sidearms themselves, they seem to have a very quite kick happy kind of behavior to them, so I wanted to try and up the stability as much as possible on this. You can then see we've got Snapshot, Field Scout and Perfect Balance in the other tree. Now I went for Field Scout. Normally you'd have 18 rounds. Field Scout only grants you an extra 3, but believe you me, as soon as you start using this weapon you will realise that, you know, Field Scout is going to be the only thing that makes this gun a little bit better, because ammo is a severe concern with this weapon. Now you can see there we've got the shock rounds at the end. Now the reason why this gun is it's powerful but not powerful and annoying all at the same time is purely because it fires the bullets in a 3-shot burst, and the rounds are pretty slow and it's kind of hard to hit your target, and twinned with all that, it's just the ammo capacity is an issue. So let's jump in and I'll show you some gameplay. So this is DREG'S Promise in the real world, and you can see it does do a fair bit of damage. A single hit to the head against a Queensbreaker's captain was doing 350 damage. But you can see here, against the lower level enemies, the weaker enemies, you're firing a 3-shot burst, but only one of those bullets is actually needed to actually hit and kill the enemy. So you're wasting a lot of bullets on the low level enemies, and it takes quite a few to actually down higher level strength enemies such as your yellow captains and knights, for example. And that's really where this weapon falls down, is the fact that you're constantly wasting ammo by having this 3-shot burst on, and because it's a sidearm it actually doesn't have that vast an ammo capacity. I think you only get about 100 to 120 rounds full with this gun, so you can burn through them really quickly if you're using a 3-shot burst, especially if you need loads of rounds to kill tougher enemies and you're just wasting shots on weaker enemies. And this is even more so in PvP. You can see here I've got DREG'S Promise out, and when enemies are side strafing at all, it just becomes impossible to hit them. Because it's a sidearm, it has a low bullet velocity for some really peculiar reason, and it just makes it really hard to actually hit your target. Target acquisition seems very weak as well, which is kind of a pain. It really does kind of nullify this weapon and make it fairly useless in the Crucible, as you're about to see in this clip. And it is kind of for all these reasons that I don't really like DREG'S Promise. The idea of it, you know, sidearms, okay, that's a great idea, but they've just not been executed perfectly. And DREG'S Promise is, I mean, look at that. He's not even moving and I just can't hit him The bullet velocity is just way too low. The target acquisition is rubbish. It's just not as good as any other gun in this game. And I'm talking about legendary, maybe even some blue weapons that outshine DREG'S Promise, and that's a real shame. Now, you know, off the back of that, would I take this into any of my raids, any of my nightfalls, any of my weeklies? No, not even if it was arc burn all day of the week. It's just not the best arc exotic out there. That's the only reason why you'd want to use it, if it's an arc burn. And even then, like I said, there's normal weapons that just outperform this, you know, so much easier. So DREG'S Promise is a no-go for me when it comes to PvE, and if this PvP gameplay is anything to go by, I'm having more luck punching guys in the face than I am actually shooting people from point-blank range with this gun. It's just awful. Really, really bad. By far the worst weapon you can get from the House of Wolves DLC. I have already done a video regarding the Cypher. If you want to find out more about that, I will link the video at the end and in the description below. But yeah, that's really my take on DREG'S Promise. It is pretty rubbish, pretty pants. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this gun. Is it as rubbish as I think it is? Well, yes, it is. There's no need to ask that, but yeah, please leave a like and a comment, and please share this video with your friends, and as usual, please subscribe as well to stay up to date with my content. I'd just like to say once again, thank you for watching. I have been Alexarcs. Bye!